When did your relationship with God become real for you?
You know, I'm so thankful you asked this question, because I feel like most people's story is always like there's this one grandiose event and then all of a sudden their life just changed. But like, my relationship with God was always me running away from it.
Or press 1 for more options.
Hey, I'm just calling because I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to hear your voice. I think we should talk about everything that happened. And I really feel like things are changing for me. So just give me a call back when you can. I love you.
Premarital counseling with Josie, my girlfriend at the time, looking back, was probably the best decision we had made. But in the moment, it was nerve-wracking because we were talking about serious stuff. And I really didn't know what any of that looked like. Marriage, like, honestly, a godly relationship, being the spiritual leader, like, all of this was over my head. I was like, what are we talking about? Like, what does that even mean? But I was scared to ask because I felt like I had to have the answers prepared, like scripted, ready to go, like instead of being like 100% myself and being vulnerable. And I just didn't know what to do. And like, I imploded and I broke up with Josie. Like, I think it was one of our last marriage counseling sessions. Like, I broke up with her because I felt like that was what I needed to do. I felt like that is what was going to set me free. It took 3 days. It took me 3 days, and I realized that I had made a huge mistake. I was at my lowest point, and the community that I found through Grace, they lifted me up in a way that I didn't even think was possible. I never thought I'd find myself actually reading the Bible, but I joined a group of guys, and now I've read the Bible every day this year. And, you know, it hasn't been a whole lot. It's been a little bit, but like, I know more about the Bible than I ever have in my life. And those guys, they were always checking in on me, making sure I was okay. They were really like an open door for me to ask questions and for me to really be myself. Grace has really allowed me to reframe my perspective. Now that I do have a real relationship with God, I know that God has got me. I'm covered. I'm good. So I can go into all of my relationships being authentically myself. I started understanding what the relationship with God really meant, what it looked like. It was very practical, and I felt comfortable not having all of the answers. I knew I could come to Grace and ask questions, and I could be vulnerable and not be judged. Josie and I are now engaged, you know, put a ring on it. We had to talk through a lot. I had to like really come clean to her about like everything, like where my head was at, mistakes that I had made, decisions that I had made. But we're taking strides in our relationship now that we were not even close to coming to years ago. And it's been a beautiful thing. It's almost like our relationship is like magnified. Grace is part of the reason why my life has changed so much. And Grace is the reason why I found Jesus. Grace is the reason why my relationship with God is so real and so important to me now. And I won't lie, I'm still wrestling with a lot of things, concepts, just understanding everything, but Jesus has changed my life, and he's done so many big things that I can't even imagine what's next. Like, Jesus is working here at Grace, and he is changing not only my life, but he is changing the lives of others as well.